Yep, because the client is looking for someone, the client is looking for hope. And the truth is this, the client don't really care how much the coach knows until they know that the coach really cares for them.
因為客戶咧就係去帶住想去揾希望嘅，佢係唔關心究竟個教練有幾叻，而係當佢知道個教練開始關心佢嘅時候，一切先會發生嘅。
OK， 咁咧今日咧，首先再一次多謝大家啦，喺呢個晚上咧嚟到我哋呢個webinar。咁咧，我哋今日嘅 topic 就係The Heart of Coaching， 就係教練之心。咁喺開始之前咧，都邀請大家就係咧，盡量可以嘅話咧，就打開你嘅鏡頭啦，同埋咧可以咧試一試你咪。如果而家可以開到咪嘅咧，我邀請大家開一開咪咧，同大家打個招呼，講聲 hello 先。
係 hello，
大
家好。
Yes， 非常好啊。
好嘈啊！
係我最中意就係聽到呢個熱鬧嘅氣氛㗎啦。好，咁喺我哋活動正式開始之前咧，簡單講一講我哋公司，我哋就 HKPCC 啦，香港專業教練。咁如果你冇like 到我哋嘅 page 嘅話咧，都歡迎你咧可以去我哋嘅 page 嗰度咧俾一個 like 我哋，咁以便你咧可以咧跟隨到我哋嘅活動啊，因為我哋不時咧都有好多唔同嘅 webinar 啦，同埋一啲 coaching 相關嘅一啲工作坊嘅。咁我哋自己公司亦都係做 coaching 為主啦，亦都做好多唔同嘅 training 同埋 team building 嘅活動。咁你哋都可以喺我哋 Facebook 度睇到噶啦。咁最重要咧就係今日咧我哋呢個活動咧 The Heart of Coaching， 咁我哋嘅 speaker 咧就係 Jedi 係啦。咁全名就係 Jedidiah Alex Jedi。咁不過咧大家最容易記咧佢話咧就係叫佢做 Jedi 噶。咁佢係ICF MCC， 亦即係咧喺 ICF 國際教練裏面咧係最高 level 嘅嗰個層次，就係 master level 嘅一位教練嚟嘅。咁佢亦都咧係有非常之豐富嘅經驗啦，喺唔同嘅企業、唔同嘅組織咧都做咗非常之多嘅 coaching 啦，同埋coaching 相關嘅一啲 training 嘅。咁以上咧呢啲咁嘅資料咧，我就唔逐一細數啦，因為咧喺我哋嘅網站或者喺我哋 Facebook 咧，你都可以睇到佢嘅資歷嘅。咁最重要咧就係今日咧我哋係雙語廣播嘅，係啦。咁Jedi佢會係講英文啦，同時間 Amy 咧都會係幫我哋翻譯做廣東話嘅。咁喺呢度咧開始之前咧，都想了解一下有冇朋友仔咧係完全係不能夠聽得懂廣東話嘅。In case 因為我而家講緊廣東話，其實我應該一開始就問大家，如果有朋友仔係咧聽唔明廣東話嘅話咧，咁可能咧你就揚一揚手，或者喺聊天室講一講聲。咁我哋睇下咧，如果你係廣東話、英文都聽唔明嘅，咁我哋仲有個 very optional 就係 limited 嘅一個 Mandarin 非常之有限嘅普通話，係啦，都可以咧嘗試去作出溝通，或者我哋喺聊天室嗰度用文字溝通啊。咁事不宜遲啦，我哋將呢個時間咧交俾阿 Jedi。I pass the mic to you and you can start the webinar right now. Thanks.
And also Amy, welcome.
Welcome. Thanks Ernest, and thanks Ada. And welcome everyone to this evening. I will speak a bit slower. I typically speak very fast, so I will speak a bit slower so that Amy can help us translate this.
咁首先多謝 Ada， 多謝 Ernest， 歡迎大家今晚嚟到呢度啦。咁我咧今晚咧就會盡量慢慢講，咁就可以等大家好清晰咁聽到我 Amy 嘅翻譯嘅。
So during the whole program, this little workshop that we have, at any point, if you have any questions, feel free to post them in the chat box down below here, or you can raise your hand, the hand function, just by clicking here or anywhere, and we will be able to answer your questions.
咁喺今晚整個過程裏邊咧，如果大家有任何嘅疑問咧，歡迎你哋喺 chat box 裏邊提出問題啦，或者咧撳嗰個掣咧舉手嗰個 sign 咧，你都可以提出你哋嘅問題嘅。
So the design of the workshop today, we look at first the exploration of the heart of coaching, and then later we look at how coaching fits into your profession of coaching, and we're going to take that forward.
今晚咧，我哋嘅設計咧就係首先我哋探討乜嘢係教練之心，跟住咧我哋再探討究竟喺你哋專業嘅教練範疇裏邊點可以應用到嘅。
Okay, so let's dive in here because that's what everyone is here for.
咁我哋而家即刻開始啦，因為大家都係期待緊呢一個環節嘅開始啊。
Feel free to write any notes that you have or ask any questions because it will be a dialogue for 2 ways, and later on there will be an activity as well. So you need your audio and your camera on.
咁歡迎大家咧隨時 drop notes，同埋咧呢個係雙向溝通嘅環節嘅，一陣間咧亦都有啲活動大家可以參與，咁啊歡迎你哋隨時提出問題，我哋有雙面嘅溝通嘅。
Okay, so welcome to the heart of coaching.
咁歡迎大家嚟到教練之心。
So in the heart of coaching, many people ask, what is the heart in the coaching process?
有好多人都問喺教練過程裏邊乜嘢就係教練之心咧？係呢個心係乜嘢咧？
And many people ask, what on earth is coaching, and how do I begin the coaching process?
咁喺呢個世界，好多人問究竟咩係教練？點樣開始教練呢？
We have heard coaching before, maybe in schools, in our workspace. We have heard coaching being said in different mediums or media before. But what exactly is coaching?
可能我哋喺學校工作嘅地方都聽過咩係教練，好多媒體都講到咩係教練，但係究竟真正教練係乜嘢呢？
So today, I want to ask you this question. What is coaching to you? What are some words that come to mind?
所以我嚟緊就問你哋啦，究竟教練對於你哋嚟講係乜嘢咧？有乜嘢字即刻彈出嚟咧？
Okay, so this is our very first mini activity. I want you to post your answers down below in the chat box. What is coaching to you if you have to use 1 or 2 words?
嚟緊呢個咧，我就已經開始我哋少少個互動環節啦。咁請你哋喺個 chat box 裏邊打1、2個字，究竟教練對於你哋嚟講係乜嘢嚟嘅咧？喺你哋心目中諗教練係乜嘢，可以打1、2個字就可以噶啦。
Okay, so we have Andy says sharing, mirror, guidance, awareness, partnering a person to teach.
我見到咧有人講分享啦，一面鏡啦，被帶領你向前嘅 buddy 啦，察覺啦，拍檔啦，陪伴啦，有人去教導你啦，支持啦，帶出唔同嘅潛能啦，啟發啦，教練啦，領導、引領同埋教嘅技術。
Okay, very nice questions, very nice statements that all of us have. Now, so we did this poll with coaches from different parts of the world. So not just in Hong Kong, but people from different parts of the world. You want to know what the rest of the world thinks about what coaching is?
我哋呢個咧就係嚟緊係全世界嘅一個統計。你想唔想知道其他地方呢個世界究竟覺得教練係乜嘢咧？
So recently we did this poll, and these are some of the words we got.
咁呢個咧係我哋近排做嘅一個統計，而呢一啲字咧就係出現就係教練對於你嚟講係乜嘢啦？
We have words like hope, empowerment, relationships.
我哋見到有希望啦、賦能啦、關係啦。
Have words like destiny, words like vision, words like awareness.
例如啲字好似察覺啦、將來啦、未來。
Yeah, and
遠景。
Okay. And if we have to bring coaching, right, to make it simple for most of us to understand what exactly is coaching. So some of you have asked this question in your forms, and you said, hey, what is coaching and how does coaching help someone? So in the basic form, this is how we form coaching is, right? Coaching is conversational mastery.
咁用好簡單嘅方法嚟介紹教練究竟係乜嘢咧？教練有啲人話係幫助其他人啦，而我哋最簡單嘅方法形容教練咧就係一個精通嘅對話啦。
In coaching, it's an international there's an international body that governs coaching, so that's why coaching is a professional service for people around the world to get.
因為咧教練咧而家已經有國際認證嘅機構去監管啦，所以亦都係一個好專業嘅行業嚟㗎啦。
Yep. And this is how the International Coaching Federation describes coaching as. That is the ICF.
咁呢個咧就係國際教練聯盟點樣去定義教練係乜嘢？
Okay. They define coaching as partnering with clients in a thought-provoking and creative process that inspires them to maximize their personal and professional potential.
教練咧就係當你陪伴住客戶咧通過一啲好有創意同埋好啟發思想嘅方法，令到佢哋啟發佢哋去發揮佢哋最大個人同埋係專業嘅潛能嘅。
So when we think about this, coaching then becomes a really interesting journey that we're bringing the clients on.
如果當你咁樣想咧，教練其實係一個非常之有趣嘅過程同埋旅程去陪伴呢個客戶㗎噃。
It isn't just about solving problems. It isn't just about creating new solutions. It's a journey that we bring our clients through.
咁呢個就唔係單止幫佢哋解決問題，俾一啲答案佢哋，而係一個非常之有趣嘅旅程去陪伴佢哋一齊走過。
Yeah. So today we're going to dive in one component or one slice of the entire coaching journey for you to experience the entire coaching journey.
咁我哋就投入去體驗其中一個好重要嘅元素喺教練呢個旅程裏邊一個元素啦。
Okay. And that first phase of the coaching process, it's known as the heart of coaching.
而第一個過程咧，喺呢個教練旅程裏邊咧，就係話教練之心。
The heart of coaching forms the bedrock of how we as coaches begin our coaching conversations.
咁而呢個教練之心咧，就係正正我哋去開始呢個教練旅程嘅基石嚟嘅。
So many times, many coaches think that coaching is about asking questions, it's about listening, it's about trying to move the client. No, coaching is much more than that.
好多人咧以為教練就係問問題啦，我哋去聽客戶講嘢啦，同埋咧就話我哋去令佢去喐到客戶，但係其實咧教練咧係比我哋頭先講嘅嘢更加多嘅，更加深入嘅。
Because coaching isn't about the coach.
因為教練唔係關於教練本身。
It isn't about how great the coach is or the 教練 is.
因為唔係關於教練有幾勁，關於個教練有幾勁。
Yeah. It's about helping the client to draw out the greatness within them already.
而係最重要幫助客戶將佢內在嘅最大嘅潛能同埋個卓越帶出嚟。
Yeah. Because within the client, there is that potential. Within the client, there is that seed of greatness.
因為喺客戶裏面，佢哋充滿咗潛能；喺客戶裏面，佢哋已經有呢一個非常卓越嘅種子喺裏邊㗎啦。
So when we look at the heart of coaching, we ask this question: what is the heart of the matter?
咁所以關於教練之心，我哋第一個問題就係話，究竟呢件事情裏邊個中心、個核心、個心係乜嘢咧？
Yeah. We ask this big question: what exactly is the issue? Is it about solving issues, or is it getting to the heart of the matter?
我哋會問究竟呢一個問題喺邊度咧？其實我哋究竟係關於呢個問題啊，定係關於背後裏邊個核心係乜嘢咧？
Because coaching is more than just helping the person to get to a certain solution or to a certain outcome.
因為教練係唔單止幫客戶咧解決問題，同埋俾佢啲解決方案嘅。
Coaching is about enjoying the process, looking at the things that's happening in the journey, and it's not just the end.
因為教練咧係關於享受當中嘅過程，留意中間嘅旅途發生嘅什麼事，唔係淨係我哋嘅終點或者結尾嘅。
So sometimes in the process of achieving our target or our goals, we tend to be blindsided because all we see is just the front.
有陣時我哋喺呢一個旅程裏邊咧，我哋就盲目咁睇唔到，因為我哋一直只顧向前咁直衝，睇唔到周圍嘅嘢。
And we never get a chance to stop and pause and enjoy the sceneries around us.
我哋冇機會停落嚟細心欣賞、享受我哋周圍嘅環境同事物。
How many of you love traveling here?
大家喺度邊個係喜歡旅遊㗎？
Okay. How many of you wish you can travel again?
有冇人好想可以旅遊咧？喺呢度，好多人舉手啊！
But do you know today there is a pandemic in traveling?
但係你知唔知道大家今日喺呢個旅遊裏邊有一個疫情啊？
It's not the pandemic that's happening around the world.
而唔係關於呢個喺世界嘅疫情喎。
It's the pandemic caught the phone.
而係呢個疫情咧就係叫手機啦。
Because this is what happens, when I was traveling around, this is how people walk around.
因為咧，我留意到當我哋去旅遊嘅時候咧，啲人點樣去行咧，就係咁攞住個手機咁樣行嘅。
People are not enjoying the scenery, they are watching the phone and enjoying the scenery.
啲人咧就唔係享受緊周圍嘅環境咧，但係佢哋喺度望住個電話，又通過個電話咧去享受緊周圍嘅地方。
So they are busy putting on Instagram, busy putting on Douyin or TikTok, but they never enjoy that moment.
因為佢哋咧好忙碌咁咧，將啲相上咗去 Instagram 啊、抖音啊、TikTok 啊，但係佢哋冇真正咁享受當下嗰一刻。
And so the coaching process, it's about helping the client see that, hey, it's not just trying to get the outcome fast, it's not trying to get the solutions fast. It's about sometimes taking stops, pause, reflecting, enjoying, extracting the learnings, gaining those insights, and just appreciating life every single step of the way.
所以有陣時教練咧就唔係關於即刻馬上帶你客戶去到終點，而係有陣時要中間識停落嚟，停下，懂得欣賞周圍嘅環境，享受整個過程。
Yeah. Because in the coaching process, the learnings are happening.
因為喺個教練過程裏邊，學習係咁不斷咁樣發生緊嘅。
Yeah. So let me show you a picture, and let's see if we can identify these pictures.
我俾幅圖畫你睇睇，大家可唔可以認得到呢一幅係咩嘅圖畫嚟㗎？
Okay, so take a look at this picture. Can you recognize where are these places?
我想問大家知唔知道呢兩個地方喺邊度咧？認唔認得呢個地方啊？
Can you recognize? So on the left is the Jiang, which is a river.
喺左邊咧就係江一條河啦，江河啦。
Yeah. And on the other side, it's mountains.
右邊就係山啦。
Yeah. Now, one of the big interesting things is this. How many of you have been on a river ride before?
想請問有冇人咧遊過江，即係坐船遊江遊河嘅？有冇試過啊？有啲人岌頭喎。Someone shaking their head, nodding their head.
Yeah. How many of you have climbed mountains before?
有冇人爬過山㗎？
No, some Ernest says no. Well, do you think it's easy to change the entire course of the river or to break down the entire mountain?
我想問咧，有冇人會覺得咧好容易就將河流嗰個方向就改變，或者成個山嘅形都可以轉變嘅咧？容唔容易咧？
Well, it's going to be very hard. In fact, a while ago in the Yangtze River, China wanted to build a huge dam across the river. It took many years because it wasn't easy to construct something like that.
啱喺冇幾耐之前 ，Yangtze River 喺邊條？係咪長江？喺度想起嗰個堤壩，但係咧就其實好難咯。
The Yellow River, one of the longest.
Yellow River，黃河。Yangtze，sorry， 黃河喺黃河度起一個水壩，但係好唔容易啊。
No, it's very hard to change it. And do you know what? It's even harder to change.
你知唔知道有乜嘢仲更加難改變咧？
If mountains and rivers are hard to change the direction, what is even harder to change than mountains and river?
如果江同山都好難改佢哋嘅方向啊嘅形狀嘅，有乜嘢比佢哋更加難變嘅咧？
Okay, so let's see what you say in the chat.
My
husband.
我老公啊。
The attitude, okay, very nice.
態度啦，
Okay. Anyone else?
仲有冇人想試啊？
Then I say my wife. Okay.
我老婆啊 ，Ernest 就話。
Okay, very interesting. So one of the interesting things is this. Oh, very nice. Karen said that.
Karen 話江山易改，本性難移。
Yep, Karen predicted what we're gonna say. It's 江山. This成語, right? Have you come across one? 江山易改，本性難移. It's very hard to change one's own character.
江山易改，sorry， 江山易改，本性難移，好難改變一個人嘅品性嘅。
So somehow, Karen has a very, very powerful sensing today.
Karen 好勁，今日就完全 feel 到我想講乜嘢啦。
Yeah, we realize that it's very hard to change, right? To change someone's character, it's very hard. And where does this character come from?
咁我哋就知道哇，原來本性好難改嘅喎，但係呢個本性係由乜嘢嚟嘅咧？
Well, many people say character comes from our upbringing, our childhood, our environment, maybe our beliefs, our culture.
有好多人話呢個本性係嚟自於我哋嘅成長過程啦，我哋個文化啦，我哋嘅信念啦，我哋嘅環境啦。
And this sense of character actually means a lot of different things to different people. So what is character to all of us? My biggest question to all of us is this: is character something that we have, or is it something that is given, or something that we receive?
好多人去定義本性都唔一樣，但係我呢個問題咧就係問，究竟我哋呢個本性究竟係我哋擁有嘅，我哋係被賦予嘅，定係我哋一生出嚟就係咁嘅咧？
And what exactly is character? So, and why is it so hard to change? So some people say it comes from my parents, it can come from my schools, my education system, certain beliefs, certain traditions that we hold. In fact, in the Chinese tradition, there's a lot of very strong Chinese values. Even if you're in different parts of the world, whether you're in China, you're in Hong Kong, you're in Taiwan, you're in Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, somehow there's some traditional cultures or traditional beliefs that many Chinese have around the world. So one of the big questions that we ask, where does this character come from? And how do we actually approach character in the coaching process?
咁究竟乜嘢先係真正本性咧？咁有好多人話可能係我父母俾㗎啦、學校啦、我信念啦，好多傳統，尤其是中國嘅傳統文化喺唔同嘅地方啊，新加坡、香港、馬來西亞等等嘅地方，我哋中國文化仍然好深厚。咁究竟個問題核心問題就係話，究竟我哋呢個本性係邊度嚟嘅咧？同埋我哋點樣去探索接觸呢一個本性咧？
Because the heart of coaching is the character of the coach to care.
因為教練之心就係關於教練嘅本性，就係點樣去關心同關懷我哋嘅客戶。
Yeah, the coach is not there to show off how good the coach is or how much degrees or certificates the coach has, but the coach role is there to really care for the client.
因為教練本身嘅角色唔係話我去 show off 究竟話認叻，我有幾叻，我有幾多個學位，而係教練本身喺嗰度就係用佢嘅心去關心佢嘅客戶。
So one of the big questions then we begin, how do we care for our clients? How do we show our care? How do we show our trust with our clients?
咁所以有個問題就話，我哋點樣去關心我哋嘅客戶？我哋點樣表現到我哋嘅關心，同埋點樣去表現到呢一個信任喺裏邊咧？
It begins first with this one word, and the word is "sing."
咁萬事都係由第一個字開始，呢一個字就係心啦。
It sounds very simple, but it's actually very complex.
聽落咧好似好簡單，其實咧裏邊咧即係其實都好複雜下㗎。
Because simple things has actually many different layers of meanings and many different layers of complexities.
因為簡單嘅嘢裏邊其實有好多唔同層面嘅複雜，一層一層咁包裹住喺裏邊嘅。
In fact, if you study Chinese philosophy and Chinese history, there has been a big movement. Many different scholars began this study on Xing. You have scholars like Mengzi, all the way through all the different scholars studying where does knowledge and philosophy of life come from.
因為咧，如果你從好多個哲學，尤其是中國嘅哲學裏邊，包括孟子等等，佢哋研究究竟從呢個心裏邊嘅關於呢一個嘅知識啊層面同埋哲學好多好深入嘅研究嘅。
In the Western part of the world, when we talk about the heart, people think that the heart is just about where the heart is, which is the physical heart or just emotions.
喺西方世界裏邊咧，當你講到個心咧，佢哋就會覺得就係呢個位啦，心臟同埋關於情緒呢個心。
But today, many of the Western people are coming to us, coming to Asia to learn what's the true meaning of heart. Because heart, when you ask any Chinese person what heart is, the heart and the mind are one.
但係而家咧，西方好多人咧嚟到亞洲咧去學習，因為當我哋亞洲人裏邊演繹心咧，好多個層面、好多個解釋，同埋心同埋我哋嘅智慧係連喺一齊嘅。
And what it means is there are 5 elements of the heart. One, it's the emotions. The second, it's the perception. The third, it's the understanding. The fourth, it's the intuition. And the fifth is the thought.
咁啊有5個元素嘅心，第一咧就係情緒啦，第二咧就係感知，第三就係理解，第四直覺，第5就係想法啦。
In each one of these elements, it sounds similar, but they each have different components, dealing with not just the emotional level, but also connecting to the rational mind.
咁喺呢5個元素裏邊咧，其實佢哋咧就好多嘢整合起嚟，但係最後咧就係我哋心同埋個腦咧係連成一致嘅為之心。
And the coaching process is as such. We begin first with approaching the issue through the mind, through the heart, through the emotions, through the perceptions, how the client understands things, and using the coach's intuition to go deeper and helping the client through the process of rational thought.
咁而整個教練嘅程序咧，就係先通過了解嗰個問題所在啦，了解客戶個情緒啦、感知，從而了解，跟住個教練咧就會有利用佢嘅直覺去理解佢哋嘅想法等等。
So what we do in the whole coaching process, we begin to have a different shift as compared to other professions like consulting, mentoring, or teaching.
咁而教練咧就會係有一個轉移嘅，喺個教練過程裏邊咧，客戶係會有一個轉移嘅。
So in the coaching process, we are shifting away from content to process.
咁我哋喺個整個教練過程裏邊咧，就會由內容轉到去過程。
And we're shifting from what the problem is to who the person is.
我哋咧由轉移由什麼呢個問題係什麼，到呢個係誰呢個人。
Yeah, because coaching is not about coaching the problem; it's about coaching the person.
因為教練咧係唔係關於我哋點樣教練嗰個問題，而係教練個人。
Yeah, because the problem it's always a symptom of something deeper.
因為永遠個問題只係有一啲深層啲嘅更深層嘅嘢嘅表徵嚟嘅啫。
Yep. Think about trees, like the trees behind Amy.
想象下好似啲樹，好似 Amy 後邊嗰啲樹咁啊。
Yeah. When you think about the trees, and if the leaves becomes yellow or the leaves become brown, is it the problem with the leaves?
想象下，如果嗰棵樹嘅樹葉變咗黃色或者啡色，究竟係咪葉嘅問題咧？
No, we have to go deeper to the root of the issue.
我哋唔係啦，我哋要去深入啲去睇到個根部究竟發生咗咩事。
Yeah. How many of you here have children at home?
請問呢度在座邊有位有小朋友㗎喺屋企？有冇啊？有。
Okay. Only one. Okay.
只係有一個有咗。
Well, if you have children at home, many times parents, when they look at their children, are they correcting the children's behavior or are they addressing their person?
咁我哋如果有小朋友就想像下啦，其實我哋好多時候究竟係改變小朋友個行為啊，定係我哋究竟睇到佢哋內在更加深入啲嘅問題咧？
Yeah. Because when we see our children do something wrong, we tend to correct the behavior.
因為當我哋睇到小朋友做錯事嘅時候咧，我哋咧就會通常都中意者係改變佢嘅行為嘅啫。
But sometimes, as you try to correct that behavior, they demonstrate the same behavior again and again and again.
但好多時候，如果我哋只係改變佢行為咧，佢就不停咁重複翻同樣嘅行為出嚟嘅喎。
So you might correct the behavior for a while, but it will come back again.
可能你只係改變到佢嘅行為一陣，但係冇幾耐佢又翻嚟啦。
Very much like people who have bad habits in their life, whatever the bad habits is, you try to stop it for a while, but it comes back again.
好似好多人咁有啲壞習慣啦，你試圖改變佢，冇耐佢又翻嚟啦。
And the reason is because behavior modification it's temporal.
個原因咧，因為行為嘅改變只係短暫嘅。
But inward transformation, it's more permanent.
內在嘅轉變嘅蛻變先至係長久嘅。
That's why in the coaching process, we try to go deeper to the person, to the being of the person, than just trying to address the behavioral problems.
所以咧，教練過程咧係針對內在個人本身發生咩事先影響佢哋外在嘅行為嘅。
So that's when we're shifting again, the third shift, which is shifting from doing to being.
所以咧，我哋係由行動咧去轉移到去內在嘅存在嗰個人本身裏邊嘅內在個質素嘅。
Yeah, and we are moving away from human doings to human beings.
咁呢個咧，我哋就話人嘅不停咁喺度做，我哋咧就定係我哋本身人裏邊嘅內在嘅改變。
Yeah. Because in the coaching process, all we want to see is transformation. We want to know how to create transformation for our clients.
因為整個教練過程，我哋係想創造一啲蛻變轉變俾客戶。
Yeah. So the first shift that must happen is that they must first experience a shift in their underlying beliefs.
所以第一個真正嘅蛻變係要佢哋喺底層裏邊嘅信念嘅轉變。
Yeah. And that's why we call the heart of coaching the inside-out revolution.
所以我哋話教練之心係由內而外嘅一個改革變動。
And this inside-out revolution begins from the inside and it manifests outwardly. First, the heart of the client, then the hands of the client.
所以我哋話呢一個改變係由內而外，係由客戶個心跟住以至到佢個手個行動去改變。
Yeah. There are three parts to us: the heart, the head, and the hand.
所以我哋有三部分嘅，我哋個心、我哋個腦袋同埋我哋對手。
With the heart, we perceive. With the heart, we feel.
咁我哋嘅心咧去感受，我哋去感知呢個世界。
With the head, we think, and with the head, we understand.
用個頭腦，我哋去想，同埋我哋去理解。
With the hands, we do, and we take action.
用對手咧，我哋就去做、去創造、去行動。
So in the coaching process, we are trying to find alignment between the heart, the head, and the hand.
所以喺個教練過程裏邊，我哋希望喺個心係同腦袋同埋手咧達到一致，同埋攞到共識。
So right now, I'm going to teach you our very first tool or very first technique in the heart of coaching process.
所以我想同大家分享，教大家用第一個工具，關於我哋整個教練過程裏邊嘅第一個工具。
Are you ready for this?
大家準備好未啊？
Okay, so this part you must pay attention because this is our very first tool and first technique you're going to practice.
大家咧要好留入心啦，因為呢個係第一個工具，咁我哋係啦，去應用喺個教練嘅過程裏邊。
Okay, and for all of us watching this, you want to listen and capture the different parts of this technique.
咁大家喺度咧要留意聽好唔同嘅部分嘅關於呢一個工具。
Okay, now how many of you here have a habit that you like to change?
大家喺呢度有冇人有啲習慣係想改變嘅咧？有冇人有習慣想改變？
It can be a good habit, it can be a bad habit. A good habit that you want to get better, a bad habit that you want to change. Do you have that? Okay.
好習慣變得更好，或者壞習慣你想改咗佢嘅，有冇啊？
Okay, now this is the activity. Okay, in a while's time, what we're going to do is we're going to break you guys up into smaller rooms of 4 to 5 people, right? With your cameras on and your audio on. What's going to happen is this: one of you will be the client, okay, and then the rest of you will become like a coach, trying to ask questions on towards this person. Okay, and this is what we're going to do. The activity is this: asking the person, what is one habit you would like to change today? It can be a good habit or a bad habit.
嚟緊呢一個活動咧，就係我哋將會分組4-5個人一組咧去細房，咁啊麻煩你哋開咗鏡頭同埋開咗你哋嘅咪，咁咧其中一位學員咧就係作為客戶啦，而其他人咧就係成為教練，咁你哋其他人咧就會問佢問題，咁呢個問題第一個問題就係話有一個你想改變嘅習慣，無論係好習慣又好啦，令佢更加好啦，或者一個壞習慣你想改咗佢嘅，咁有一個呢個係一個咩嘅習慣你想去改變咧？
In the process of doing this activity, one of you as the client and the rest of you as coach, you're going to listen to a few different layers, 4 different layers. The layer of listening to the issue, what is the real issue at hand, the habit issue. Then you're going to listen deeper. You're going to try asking questions to listen to the reasons why this person want to change their habit. Then you're going to listen for the motivation or the drivers of what is causing this habit to persist or to happen again and again. And at the deepest core, you're going to listen to the heart of the issue, the core reason, what it means to this person if his habit can change.
咁當我哋喺呢個活動裏邊咧，我哋留意去聆聽以下嗰4個層面。第一個層面就係話，究竟呢個習慣嘅問題所在，究竟呢個係一個咩問題咧？咁第二就係話個原因啊，點解呢一個客戶想去改變咧？第三就係話佢哋嘅動機或者個推動力啦，其實有乜嘢嘅推動力或者動機令到呢一個習慣不停仍然咁持續落嚟咧？而最後咧就希望就係最深入嗰層就係聽到個核心究竟，如果可以改變到呢一個習慣，究竟對於佢嚟講有咩意義咧
？So, any one of you have any questions for this part?
有冇人有問題啊？關於呢一部分
Okay, so this is what we're going to do. In your smaller rooms, we're going to give you 10 minutes. And the smaller breakout rooms, you have 4 to 5 people. Okay, later Ernest will be breaking us up. And you're going to just ask yourself one question. One person will volunteer to be the client, and the rest of you will be the questioner. Now, so what you want to do is to take about 5 minutes per round. So you try to have 2 rounds, okay? So identify 2 person. So the first person will go first. Then you have a second person in the next 5 minutes. Okay, so you're going to have a go at this. Later on, when all of you come back, I'm going to demonstrate, I'm going to do a demonstration of this process. So first, I want you to experience it. What is it like to ask the questions, from the listening to the issues, to the reasons, to the motivations, and then to the heart of the issue.
嚟緊咧 ，Ernest 咧就會同大家分房，將會係10分鐘。咁我哋咧就有2 round 嘅，每一個 round 5分鐘。咁所以我哋應該每一個 round 咧有一個新嘅客戶。咁咧就麻煩大家咧自動請纓咧就成為客戶啦。咁其他喺5分鐘裏面，其他人咧就係去聆聽關於頭先嗰4個層面啦，究竟個問題所在啦、原因啦、推動力同埋個核心根本。咁完成咗2 round 之後咧，我哋會翻嚟，跟住咧 Jedi 咧就會同我哋做一個 demo， 展示下究竟同埋展示做翻一個 demo 點樣去做呢樣嘢。而大家咧喺呢2個 round 裏邊咧，就好好去感受體驗下點樣問問題同埋問問題呢個過程。
So let's try this out. Whenever you're ready, you see the breakout button.
大家準備好咧，我哋就開始分房咯噃。
Okay, we'll see all of you back here really soon. So this is one part of a few sections of the whole coaching process that you will get to experience, right? I think Ada wants to do something with us.
Yeah, how about we take a photo now?
我哋而家影相先啊，大家好嘛？影張相先。
因為頭先阿 Ernest 話喺房間見到大家開晒 cam，所以我不如影咗相先啦。
係啦，咁啊邀請大家可以嘅話咧開個 cam，咁啊等大家見到大家親切嘅面容啊，然後咧我哋影張相嘅。好，咁咧我而家數1、2、3咧就會影張相啦。OK， 1、2、3，好，我哋嚟多張啊，1、2、3 ，OK， 好。附有聲效㗎。
Okay, very nice. Well, thanks, Ernest. Now, this is not the end yet. Okay, this is just the middle. Yeah, we still got much more to cover. Now, that is just one segment. For you to have experience, what is it like to just ask questions? How many of you would like to see a demonstration?
頭先咧只係一個好少部分關於整個教練過程嘅，有冇人咧想睇下我示範咧？
Yes.
Yep.
a lot of people nodding. 好多人岌晒頭啊嚇。
Okay, so what we're going to do first is before I show the demonstration, I want to show you where this part of the entire coaching falls under. So you understand which segment of this comes under, okay? Now, in the coaching process, there are 8 key competencies that we'll be covering. Okay, this is under professional coaching. Now, some of you may be new to coaching. Some of you might have heard about coaching before and just wondering which part of this comes under in terms of the professional coaching.
喺我示範之前咧，我而家介紹 講俾大家聽，頭先嗰部分只係喺8個核心能力裏邊其中嘅一部分嘅。咁我想話翻俾大家聽，喺呢8個核心能力喺呢個專業 ICF 嘅裏邊係屬於邊部分咧？咁講咗呢部分，我哋先至再去我嘅示範嘅。
So under the ICF, there is 8 core competencies that forms the bedrock of the entire coaching process.
咁喺ICF 裏邊咧有8個核心能力咧，就係以下嗰8個核心能力啦。
Okay. We have demonstrates ethical practice, embodies coaching mindset, establishes, maintains agreements, cultivates trust and safety, maintains presence, listens actively, evokes awareness, and facilitates clients' growth. So these are the 8 key core competencies.
咁關於遵守道德啦，遵守道德操守，跟住呢個體現教練思維模式，跟住就係呢一個建立同埋維護協議。培養信任同埋安全感，保持教練狀態，積極聆聽，啟發察覺，引發察覺，同埋最後呢個促進客戶成長，就係呢8個核心能力啦。
Yeah. So the heart of coaching forms the bedrock for all this, right? That's basically how and why we do what we do. Now in the coaching,
教練之心咧就係呢8個核心能力裏面嘅基石，就係點解我哋咁樣做，我哋為乜嘢而做。
So in the whole coaching process, as a professional coach, now what happens is this: there are 3 different levels of professional coaching. There's the ACC, PCC.
咁喺 ICF 裏邊咧，國際教練聯盟有分3個級別嘅，就係 ACC、PCC 同 MCC。
Yeah. So ACC is the very first pathway, and this program, the Heart of Coaching, will fall under our very first stage, which is the ACC pathway.
ACC 係入門第一個嘅認證啦，咁而呢一個教練之心咧，就係喺 ACC 踏入 ACC 階梯裏邊嘅第一部分出現嘅。
To become a professional certified coach, you must go through this 5 different things. The first one is you must attend a coach-specific training. That is the Mastering Coaching program.
咁而嘅第一個要考取 ACC 嘅認證，第一個咧就要攞60小時關於專業教練培訓嘅。而呢一個就係精通教練咧，就係呢一個60小時嘅培訓嘅。
Yeah, and then you need to do 10 hours of mentor coaching with a mentor coach.
咁有10小時嘅教練導師去嘅培訓即係 mentoring 嘅輔導嘅。
And then 100 hours of coaching experience with at least 8 clients, and 70 of them can be paid.
要有8小時嘅教練經驗，最少有8個客戶啦，而70個小時咧係需要付費嘅，收費嘅。
You will do 1 performance evaluation of 1 audio of your coaching session. So a typical coaching session will last between 30 to 60 minutes long.
咁要需要一個錄音啦，嚟評估嘅，大概每一個錄音咧，基本上係要30至60分鐘，咁仲要transcript， 即係有 transcript， 即係中文嘅，有曬打曬所有嘅對話出嚟嘅。
And after that, you will do a coach knowledge assessment. This has 155 questions, and you have 3 hours. It's an MCQ exam.
咁而最後咧就係國際教練聯盟裏邊咧有一個教練知識嘅評估，咁咧呢個係155條題目，3小時內MC 即係 multiple choice 選擇題完成嘅。
So you might be saying, wow, there's so much things to do. Not to worry, we will help you to guide you through this whole process, so you won't get lost as you are going through your ACC journey.
咁聽落哇，好似好多嘢喎，但係唔需要擔心。喺整個過程裏邊咧，我哋會支持帶住你哋去走完整個旅程嘅。
Yep. And when you achieve this, your clients will be confident of your skills because they know you've gone through, a very, very difficult training, and you've gone through a professional pathway.
咁當你完成咗之後咧，你嘅客戶就對你非常有信心，因為呢個係一個非常之專業嘅認證過程嚟嘅。
Don't worry about the exam because we are here to help you through the whole journey.
唔需擔心嗰個考試嘅，因為喺整個旅程我哋會陪伴着你。
Now, for those of you considering the PCC journey is 125 hours of coach training.
咁如果大家考慮 PCC 嘅咧，就需要125小時教練嘅培訓嘅。
Yeah, and 500 hours of coaching experience.
需要500小時嘅教練經驗啦。
Yeah, at the MCC level is 200 hours of coach training and 2,500 hours of coaching experience.
咁而 MCC 咧就需要200小時嘅教練認證嘅培訓，同埋2500小時嘅教練經驗嘅。
Yeah. So where we're looking at your first stage is this very first level one, which is mastering coaching. That's the very first level.
咁所以我而家睇緊咧就第一部分呢個就係精通教練呢個證書。
Yeah. So the heart of coaching is one of these parts in the mastering coaching.
咁而頭先教練之心咧就係喺精通教練認證裏邊嘅其中一部分啦。
In the program, there's 5 key modules, and these are the 5 modules. In each module, there are different lessons, and we will break them down.
咁而喺呢個精通教練裏邊咧有5個模塊，咁而5個模塊裏邊咧有唔同嘅課堂嘅，咁我哋就拆細咗就係呢度噶啦。
And we'll cover all this in 4 full days online virtually.
咁而我哋咧就會4日整天網上就會 cover 晒所有嘢噶啦。
And you will also have access to many videos that we have already pre-recorded, so you can rewatch a lot of these videos again, and you will also have live engagement with the coaches.
另外咧，我哋又已經預備咗好多已經錄咗嘅video 啦，咁你哋可以隨時網上睇，同埋我哋都有即時嘅一啲練習嘅。
And after the program, you are free to also join in our coaching practices with other coaches from other parts of the world.
完成咗呢一個program 之後咧，亦都可以參加其他同其他喺唔同地方嘅教練嘅練習嘅。
Yeah. Okay, so I look forward to seeing you in this program because we're going to cover so many more things, and it's going to be a really exciting journey.
我好期望咧喺呢一個課程裏邊可以見到大家，因為我哋會更加 cover 咗更加其他多嘅 topic 嘅。
Ernest, would you like to show them what if they want to register, how do they go about it?
咁我哋交俾 Ernest 啦。
OK， 唔該晒 Jedi 咁我喺呢度咧補充少少咧關於呢一個 program 嘅一啲資訊。呢一個咧就好似咧喺而家呢個 PowerPoint 上面你睇到嘅就係 Mastery in Coaching 嘅 Certification 嘅 program。咁佢係 ICF 認證嘅一個 ACSTH 嘅一個 coach 嘅 training 啦，咁所以咧你完成咗呢一個咁嘅training 咧，你已經係可以咧擁有一個資格咧，就係去申請咧成為 ACC， 又或者咧如果你本身已經係喺之前咧完成咗70個小時嘅一個coach 嘅 training 嘅話咧，你亦都可以咧。讀完呢一個 MIC 之後咧，亦都可以咧係去申請咧 PCC 嘅資格嘅。OK， 咁當然啦，喺呢個讀完呢個課程裏面，當然亦都需要做翻頭先阿 Jedi 所講嘅一啲相關嘅一啲條件啦。咁你就可以去申請呢個 ACC 或者係 PCC 噶啦。咁呢一個課程咧，我哋咧嚟緊咧就係喺嚟緊咧，我哋會喺2月27號同埋28號，仲有就係3月6號同埋3月7號咧就開課嘅。我哋總共咧係4個 full day 嘅。咁喺呢4個日期裏面咧，我哋都係由朝頭早9點到5點啦。咁全日咧我哋都係 online 嘅一個形式去進行嘅。咁講者咧就係阿 Jedi 啦 ，OK， 咁我哋都會有亦都會有相應嘅一啲 materials 咧 ，training materials 咧俾翻你哋嘅。咁同時間咧喺課堂上面，我哋都會有唔同嘅練習啦。練習我哋可以用英文或者用廣東話咧去進行，亦都係可以嘅。咁如果你想知道更加多我哋嘅呢個課程嘅內容咧，你可以 scan 我哋呢個 QR code， 咁你咧就可以咧去到我哋嘅 website 咧睇到我哋呢個課程嘅 detail 噶，咁而課程嘅費用咧，我哋咧係19,800蚊港紙嘅。咁 early bird 我哋就係2月10號，係啦，2月10號或之前，我個 early bird 就係17,800蚊。咁如果你今日咧幫我哋喺完結呢個 webinar 嘅時候咧，你係幫我哋完成我哋個 evaluation form 嘅話咧，咁你可以額外咧有多500蚊嘅一個 discount 嘅 coupon 嘅。咁所以咧請你咧留到最後啦，特別係我哋仲有 Jedi 嘅demo 係咪？咁我諗大家都非常之期待。咁 順帶一提咧，就係我哋呢一個價錢咧係 very special offer 喺2021年嘅，因為咧阿 Jedi 咧其實喺世界各地啦、歐洲啦、亞洲啦、東南亞啦等等好多地方咧都有開辦coach 嘅 training 噶啦。咁阿 Jedi 咧佢特別有個願景咧，就係希望我哋多啲亞洲人，特別我多啲 Chinese 可以成為呢個嘅專業嘅 coach 啊，即係唔好淨係得鬼佬 ，OK， 咁所以咧，我哋呢一個價錢咧，係你喺 market 上面咧應該係揾唔到噶啦，因為呢個價錢已經 include 埋mentor coaching 嘅，17,800蚊咧，非常之 very 抵啊！我只能夠用翻廣東話我想用英文，但係我諗唔到一個英文咧可以好好咁 interpret 抵呢個字嘅 ，OK， 好啦，咁我將個時間咧交翻俾阿 Jedi 先。Hello, Jedi. Pass the mic to you.
Thanks, Ernest, for sharing that in Cantonese. I could understand maybe 5%.
多謝 Ernest 喺度頭先分享我諗我明白Ernest 嘅5% 到啦。Ernest 講乜嘢
For some of you, you may not know, but I'm Hokkien, so I probably understand Hokkien more than Cantonese.
大家都唔知我係福建人，我識講 Hokkien 多過我識聽廣東話。
Okay, so I'm going to do a demo. How many of you want to see me do the demo for from just now? We talk about the heart of coaching.
有冇人想睇我做 demo 啊？關於教練之心，有邊位想睇啊？係咪大家都想睇啊
Yep.
Everybody.
Okay. So we need a volunteer.
我需要一個volunteer.
Okay,
志願者邊位？
我都想啊。
Shireen.
Oh, Shireen. Okay. Is that how I pronounce your name?
係啊，
係咪咁 Shireen
係啊。
Okay. Do you want to do this in Cantonese or English or Chinese or?
廣東話會好啲。
Cantonese is better.
Okay. So for the rest of us, this is what we're going to do. Okay. I'm going to show you the slide again. Okay. I'm going to take Cherian through this whole process. I'm doing step by step so you can follow me through. I'm going to explain. I'm going to do the issues, the reasons, the motivations, and the hard issues.
所以我就會帶我哋就根據翻呢一個 slide 咁，我逐步去帶阿 Shireen 係關於佢個問題啦、原因啦、推動力同埋嗰個心。逐步。Good.
Okay, are you ready? Shireen, are you okay for this?
Okay.
Okay. So, Shireen, thank you for volunteering and thank you for allowing us to use you as a demonstration. And for don't worry, this is going to be a safe space. So, if there's any sensitive issues or that you want to talk about, you're free not to share them. So here's a safe space for you to share anything that you have in mind. So, Shireen, tell us what is one habit that you like to change today?
你等一等先啊，我轉一轉環境先，因為
She wants to move like change the location.
等陣先。
佢嘅小朋友應該聽到有 demo 做好興奮啊
A kid must be very excited to hear that she got a demo.
OK 啦
OK
而家可以得啦，轉咗個環境。咁咧就我有習慣，就係想改變嘅。係咪我一路講廣東話？
我可以幫你翻譯。I have a habit that I want to change for a long time. 係。
What habit?
係啦。
乜嘢習慣咧？
呢個習慣就係翹頭髮嘅習慣，咁會有3方面嘅影響嘅。第一方面就係、即係如果當我都要 present， 即係都要有啲公開場合要 present 嘅話咧，咁其實我就當然要禁制住自己啦。咁呢個最大嘅 issue 係呢個問題啦。第二樣就係、因為我翹頭髮，咁就令到我小朋友都跟咗我翹頭髮，咁我就唔想啦。第三就係翹完頭髮之後啲頭髮都會差啲嘅。咁主要就係最大嘅問題就係喺當我需要工作上，我其實唔可以翹頭髮嘅。
哦 She has a habit of curling her hair like this, right? 係咪咁樣啊？係咪咁翹頭髮？ She just like do this curl her hair, and there are 3 like impacts on her. First, when she is at work, when she needs to present, she got to stop herself doing this in front of other people. Second, her kid will follow her, like copy her to do that. Third, the impact is like really have damage on her hair too. So this is like what she wants to change.
Okay, so very nice. So now we have the issue here. The issue is her curling the hair. It affects 3 areas, affects her work, affects the kid because the kid is following her, and damage to her hair.
咁所以咧，我哋聽到有個問題啊，個所在第一咧就係影響你嘅工作啦，第二咧就係你小朋友都跟住，第三咧同埋令到你嘅頭髮咧都會受到影響。
Okay, so we hear that these are the different issues. Okay, but what you want to hear deeper or want to listen to deeper is how is this an issue today?
嗱，我哋頭先就聽到咧呢個問題啦，咁但我哋想聽深入啲，究竟有乜嘢影響到今日咧？ Today
咩影響到今日？其實影響唔係太大嘅。我係即係當意識上我係可以 control 到嘅，係潛意識唔係好 control 到嘅啫。
Actually, the impact is not big, that big, but consciously, I can control it. But sometimes it's unconsciously I cannot stop it. Consciously, I know I should stop, but unconsciously I cannot.
Okay, so consciously she can, unconsciously she can't. Okay, so now we're hearing deeper to the real issue here. Okay, so the real issue is not that she cannot control consciously. The real issue is that she cannot control unconsciously.
咁我哋聽到咧更加深入啲嗰個問題咧，就話其實你意識上係控制得，但其實就關於裏邊潛意識控制唔到嗰個問題，就真係深入啲真正嗰個問題，係咪啊？
Okay, so now we have broken down the issue. The issue is not about curling hair. The issue is about the unconscious control of the curling of the hair.
所以我哋聽到個問題所在唔關於嗰個翹頭髮，而係喺潛意識裏邊控制唔到翹頭髮嗰個問題，係咪啊？你瞄咗個咪 ，Sherry 你瞄咗係啊？
係啊。
Okay.
Yes.
Now let's go to the next stage where we're going to listen to the reasons that builds up this unconscious control. Okay, so Shireen, why is this unconscious? You've tried consciously to control, and why is this still a problem for you at unconscious, or how is this affecting you unconsciously?
究竟潛意識裏邊究竟呢樣點樣去影響到你咧？即係我哋究竟而家想探索嗰個原因。
我唔識答喎。
I don't know how to answer.
So now sometimes it's very tough because it's a straight on thing. Now we can break it down into something simpler for the client to begin to work on. So we're going to ask a few other questions. One, it's this, right? When it's unconscious control, how do you feel when you're unconsciously doing the curling?
我會覺得係有啲減壓嘅感覺，即係當我啲情況我係諗唔通，我係透過可能叫下頭髮係有啲有啲舒緩嘅。
I feel the stress. Sometimes when I'm in a situation when I'm stuck, I feel like I can de-stress, like make myself feel better.
Okay. So when is it that you tend to do this more unconsciously? Is it during stress time or is it some other time?
幾時做多啲呢樣嘢？
通常係啲有啲壓力啊，諗緊嘢啊，或者啲解諗唔
Sorry，好窒啊，聽唔到你最後一句。
當諗緊即係諗緊某啲解決嘅方法，或者係有壓力嗰陣時，我會翹下頭髮。
Usually when I was facing pressure or thinking of solutions or when I'm kind of stuck.
聽唔聽到啊？
Okay.
聽到。Yeah.
Pressure, stress, or thinking about something. Okay. So now very nice. You see, so when we listen for reasons, you can listen for reasons at the logical, rational level, or you can listen for reasons at the emotional level or the emotive level.
當我哋聽原因嘅時候咧，我哋可以從一個邏輯啦、理性層面聽，或者有一個情緒層面去聽嗰個原因嘅。
Because sometimes it's difficult to explain rationally or logically why we do what we do. Sometimes it's easier to express it based on my emotions, how I'm feeling in the moment when I'm doing those unconscious movements.
因為有陣時候咧，好難可以好理性或者好邏輯咁去解釋，但係從我哋個感受層面咧，就可以容易啲去解釋到嗰個原因啦。
Yep. Okay, so now we hear that actually the unconscious control happens most when she's under pressure, happens most when she's under stress, or happens most when she's thinking a lot. So it's not all the time, but the unconscious control happens when she's under pressure, stress, or in the form of thinking a lot.
所以我哋聽到咧頭先嗰個無意識嗰個控制唔到咧，就通常發生唔係時時都發生，係通常發生有壓力嘅時候啦、諗緊嘢嘅時候啦，同埋塞住咗嘅時候嘅。
Okay, very nice. So now we're going to go to the stage 3, listening to the motivations for change, why she wants to change now. Okay, so we're going to ask Sharin, why do you want to change this unconscious habit now? Or why do you want to change it today?
點解你想今日就轉變咧？點解你想轉變呢樣嘢咧？改變呢樣嘢咧？
因為我見到我女都係咁咧，我先改變先，佢先可以改。
Because I see my daughter doing the same thing, so I know that only I change, then she would change.
Okay, and how important is your daughter to you?
你個女女對你嚟講有幾重要啊？
當然重要啦。
Of course, very important.
Okay, is your daughter important enough for you to consciously and unconsciously remind yourself that you will need to change this?
你個女女夠唔夠重要？無論有意識冇意識地都會推動你去改變啊！
我淨係可以講我盡量去改變咯，因為呢個慣性已經係由我有地已經係咁樣，咁但係都要趁而家可以要早啲添。如果唔係咧，可能又變咗佢複製咗我呢種唔好嘅習慣。
I will try my best to do it because because it has been a long time, like since I was very young, but I have to do it now because otherwise she will copy me and then develop that habit herself.
So what's the worst that can happen if your daughter continues to do that habit?
最差嘅情況下，如果繼續阿女都係咁樣做，咁最差嘅情況係點啊？
咪好似我咁咯，係啊。
Will be just like me.
係啊，會翹頭髮咯。
Will just like me, just keep curling my hair.
Yep. And how would that affect you if your daughter follows you exactly and it becomes a habit for her?
如果你女女真係抄咗你，學習到你，跟住咁樣係翹頭髮，有幾大影響啊？對你？如果你見到佢咁，你會覺得點啊？佢一路就係咁跟住你咁樣做。
呢個視乎翻咧，佢將來嘅工作啦，即係如果佢係對啲 back office 嘅工作，咁其實翹與唔翹，又唔係太大影響嘅。咁但係如果佢係可能需要工作上都需要係見到專業嘅 present， 又或者係其他嘅工作上可能可以有呢種嘅，咁就會有影響。所以我評估唔到個影響有幾大。
It depends on her future job. If she's working a job at the back office, it might not be as like a big impact. But if she has to be a professional doing presentation, then it will have an impact on her job. So right now, I cannot estimate, the impact of that.
Okay, so really nice. Now, what we've heard so far is that the daughter is a potential motivator or a driver for her to change this habit. Because without the daughter, to her, it doesn't really affect her that much. The reason this habit she wants to change today is because of there's this daughter that's going to follow her. So this will lead us to the next stage where we're going to go deeper to the heart of it all.
咁我哋聽到咧，即係話其實女咧就係一個最大嗰個推動力去改變，即係作呢個即係改變啦。咁嚟緊咧，我哋就深入啲再聽裏邊最根本個心其實係乜嘢啦。
So if we hear you right, Sharon, it's that your daughter, you only if, let's say, you see that happening for your daughter, then that would mean a change for her. So at this point, what does it mean to you personally, right? So if your daughter doesn't have this habit, what would it do for you personally as a mother?
What does it do for her if the daughter is having this habit, right?
No, if the daughter doesn't have this habit.
如果你女女冇咗呢個習慣，即真係可以冇咗咧，因為你咁呢個究竟對於你嚟講有咩意義咧？究竟對於你嚟講咩意思？如果個女可以冇咗呢個習慣，因為你。
其實意思我都唔係好識答呢條問題。係啊，咁真係對於我嚟講咧，呢個即係習慣，你可以放到好大話啊！呢啲即係好唔專業啊，或者好冇自信心嘅嘢。但係我自己其實諗就係有啲人其實都接受到，係有少部分嘅人或者你唔係太接受到。咁而我老公係唔中意嘅。咁我下其實可唔可以改咗佢？咁但係你話係咪即係令到人哋影響好大，或者令到我自己嘅事業係咪好大影響？又未必係去到咁大影響，但係就有少少影響，所以我自己先覺得，即係如果係就一早已經改咗咁你話跟住就去翻啦。如果阿女咁，我就覺得當然，如果佢冇呢個習慣就最好，因為我見其他小朋友係冇嘅，係得佢有嘅啫。咁但係有係咪會令到好困擾咧？就我又唔係覺得話困擾得好緊要，但係都想去改嘢咁咯。所以我唔係好識答你個問題。
It's hard for me to answer this question because, like, as if this problem very big, it might appear that I'm not professional or I'm not confident. But it's just to some people accept this habit. Some people doesn't like it. Just like my husband doesn't like it very much. But if you say it's a big impact, no, it's not necessarily a big impact. So that's why this habit. Still keep lingering on. I still keep this habit. But when you talk about for my girl, of course, I don't want her to have this habit. It will be the best because other kids doesn't like have this. It's only she like does that. So is it annoying? Like it might not be that big. So whether I want to change, yes, but it's hard to answer this question. So yeah.
Okay, now notice, how many of you noticed that as Sharon was sharing, she was looking down and she's looking up. She was feeling certain emotions that was coming up. There were certain pictures in her mind as well. So if we ask Sharon today, what image came to mind as you were sharing just now?
Sharon， 頭先我哋睇到咧，你又耷低頭啦，跟住又望下上面啦，好似有啲畫面出咗嚟嘅。其實我想問你，頭先有咩畫面係當你分享緊嘅時候，有咩畫面出咗嚟咧？你瞄咗嘅，可唔可以開翻咪咧？唔該。
唔係，其實我係制止緊自己翹頭髮嘅呢一刻。
So actually, I was stopping myself to curl my hair at this moment.
Yeah. Yeah, really nice, really nice. So thanks, Sharon. Now you notice that she was also conscious of herself, making sure that she's not doing the curl. Yeah, and there was an imagery that's running through her mind. Now notice this is all happening when we are moving her through the different stages. Now as we got closer to the stage number 4, when we're going to the heart, you'll begin to hear the sense of alignment, the sense of congruence. What is really aligned to her? Why does she want to change? Is it a strong enough reason for her to change today? Or is the reason not strong enough, right? So for example, if Shireen today really wants to change this habit, now she realized that she needs a strong enough reason to change it. Because for a habit to change, you need to have a strong enough reason so that the reason becomes your motivation, later becomes your will to be able to move that change forward. If the reason is not strong enough, she will fall back to her old habits.
咁頭先我哋都留意到咧，阿 Shereen 其實係有意識地都想控制住呢個動作啦。咁但係我哋都睇到佢中間咧嗰個掙扎，其實即係喺嗰度想攞嗰個共識，自己個共識。如果當我哋有一個習慣想改變咧，我哋需要有一個好強烈嘅原因咧，個推動力去令我哋改變。咁或者究竟嗰個推動力夠唔夠強烈咧？就係會令我哋會改變一個習慣嘅。
Okay, so let's give a round of applause to Shereen.
咁我哋首先俾個掌聲啊 Shereen 先，多謝佢。
For really sharing her heart. Now, what happens after this is we will bring the client through the next phase, which is we begin to design actions. We help them to create new change habits. We begin to create those things. So this first phase is to identify the reasons, the why, the will to move forward. The second phase in the coaching process, which you will learn as you enter our mastering coaching program, it's how then do we take that into actioning.
咁嚟緊咧，跟住其實呢個教練環節，下一步咧，我哋就應該進入去到設計我哋嘅行動啦。因為我哋頭先嗰部分咧，我哋就係去發現究竟嗰個原因，點解嗰個重要性。而下一步喺我哋嗰個精通教練嘅環節個課程裏邊咧，下一步就將會係同大家去設計行動嘅。
When we look at all this, we come back down to the heart. The heart is the key issue.
我哋最後睇到最後咧，最重要嘅咧都係關於呢個心。
Because the coach role is actually the middle of the heart.
因為教練個角色就係呢個心嘅中間最中心點。
Because in the middle of the heart, it's the word year.
因為個 heart 呢個 heart 英文字裏邊中間呢一個字就係耳朵 ear。
And when we move to the left side, we begin to hear.
當我哋將我哋去左邊嘅時候咧，我哋就係聽見 hear 聽見咁。
And when we move to the other side, and we begin to hear the heart.
我哋去第二邊嘅時候，我哋可以聽到我哋嘅心。
So I want to leave you all with this one framework of the heart of coaching. And this is something we'll go deeper into the class. And that is this HEART process.
咁我想送俾大家今日咧，就係呢一個 HEART 呢個心教練之心個模型。
With H meaning holding the client with unconditional positive regard. No sense of judgment. We're not judging the client. We're not putting any false sense of judgment and we're saying that this is wrong, that is right. We're just holding the client with unconditional love.
我哋將客戶放咗喺一個好無條件正面嘅一個位置裏邊，我哋係唔帶批判嘅，係無條件咁愛放咗佢哋喺呢一個位置裏邊，呢個空間裏邊。
Yeah. E stands for evoking of awareness, helping the client to create more awareness over themselves.
咁呢個 E 咧就代表引發呢個察覺嘅，我哋幫客戶裏邊引領佢哋，帶領佢哋出更加多，喚醒佢哋更加嘅察覺出嚟。
And if you remember just now, right, Shereen was also saying that, hey, now she's aware about not curling her hair consciously. She's telling herself not to curl because now she's more aware of herself.
咁好似 Shereen 頭先分享咧，佢係察覺到自己，即係佢會更加留意到自己捲頭髮啦。咁佢就會盡量自己有意識留意到，就唔會去捲呢個頭髮。
Yep. A stands for alignment, congruence, and coherence.
A 咧就係代表共識一致性啦，關聯性同埋一致嘅。
Yep. R stands for removing the limits, reaching one's potential capacity. So removing the limits of anything that's holding them back, what is causing her to hold herself back, and removing all those limiting beliefs.
R 咧就係即係拎走佢哋嘅限制嘅，我哋幫佢大致裏邊帶出佢哋裏邊無限嘅可能性。
And T stands for tuning in to the totality of the client.
而 T 咧就代表幫客戶去尋找裏邊自己一體整體完整嘅自己。
Yeah. So in the coaching process, we use the H, we use the E, we use the A, we use the R, we use the T to really listen to the person as a whole person.
所以我哋喺教練過程裏邊，我哋用整個 HEART 去聽一個客戶裏邊整體嘅一個自己。
Yeah. And in that process, this is what happens, okay? Because we can't coach someone unless we love them for who they are and with unconditional positive regard.
因為我哋唔可以教練某人，除非我哋係愛佢哋，就接受佢哋就係佢哋原本嘅樣子，同埋充滿咗冇條件正面嘅一個愛喺裏邊。
And because the heart of coaching is this, right? The heart of coaching is about really showing your love, showing your care for the individual, and coaching them to get to where they want to be.
因為教練就關於你點樣去關懷佢、關心佢、愛佢，令到佢哋達至去到佢哋想去到嘅地方。
And the heart of coaching begins first with us as coaches having the coaching mindset, and then translates the client in terms of transformation.
因為教練嘅開始就係我哋要有一個教練嘅思想模式嘅諗法去帶領客戶去到佢哋想去嘅地方。
Okay. How many of you are enjoying this process?
有幾多人好享受呢個過程咧？
How many of you want to learn more about all this?
你哋有冇人想再學多啲咧？關於
Okay. Well, join us for our upcoming program because that's when we go deeper into it. We have more practices, we'll show you more of the processes, and we have more techniques to share with you.
咁啊，請大家嚟參加呢一個課程咧，因為我哋咧就會更加深入，有多啲練習，可以大家去體驗多啲關於教練嘅。
Yeah. And one of the things I want to encourage all of you is this: no matter what age you are,
我想鼓勵大家咧，無論任何年紀，
no matter what background you are,
無論
coaching
任何背景，
coaching is the future competency that everyone needs to know. Every leader needs to be a coach.
因為無論你背景年紀如何，教練咧將會係一個將來好重要嘅核心能力，無論係一個領袖，唔同嘅地方都可以用得到嘅。
And the future economy or the career changes that's going to happen is that the person which can learn the fastest, can be most adaptable, will have better career stability.
因為將來咧喺呢個世界咧嘅職業會轉變得太快，邊個人可以學習到最快就可以最適應到未來嘅社會嘅。
And coaching, in the process of coaching, you learn a lot of things.
因為喺通過教練過程裏邊，你學習到好多嘢。
Yeah, because you learn through the lives of your clients.
因為你從你客戶嘅生命裏邊學習到好多嘢。
And that's the blessing that we have as coaches.
咁呢個係我哋得到嘅好嘅恩典嚟㗎。
How many of you would like to how many of you like to become coaches here?
有幾多人係想成為教練嘅喺呢度？
Yeah. Okay. So I will see all of you in our mastering coaching program happening in February.